Hey, good morning, everybody. I've always been working towards what is true and what is real. Okay, I'm not one to follow along with digital illusions of wealth, fake memes, fake wars, fake anything. I'm always trying to get to what's real because we have a very short time in our lives, and I don't want to waste it on things that turn out to be false. And one thing that I learned throughout my entire study of history and politics and finance and all this other stuff is all power derives from very real, tangible things. You notice that nation states clamor for oil, gold, technology, military weapons, ballistic missiles, boots on the ground, land. These things are what create real wealth. And inside a secure farm of one country, yes, there can be digital illusions that pop up in there, and you can speculate in the stock markets and real estate or whatever other things under there. But for real wealth, real power, real things, that's where it comes down to. And I look at the people that own and control our debt and death paradigm. These people created it not by just creating these digital illusions, but by having the real assets to begin with. And if you look at the history of the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, Kuhn, Loeb, Carnegie, they owned real tangible things, and they were able to leverage it into further control.
On the other hand, if you're very safety conscious, you hang on to your gold bars.
I have done many things. If you guys have not gone to sonsoflibertyacademy.com, it's a 48-hour free manifesto that I put out there many years ago, and the website's still up. But in there, I cover, the rise of the fall, or one day the fall of the Rothschilds, the rise of the Rothschilds and their intervention into Russia. And with the rise of Putin underneath these Russian Jewish oligarchs, Putin came to power and has since consolidated power. And what has Putin been doing since then? He not only kicked out the oligarchs, took back the real tangible assets of the Russian state, and got it out of the hands of the Rothschilds for the most part. But he's been stacking gold. I just came across an article that Russia now has more official gold than China does. Now, I believe that China probably has 2 to 3 times more than what they're officially claiming because they don't want to fuel a bull market in gold when they can buy it cheap, and they're so exposed to the dollar. But Russia doesn't have that much of a problem because they're not as exposed to the dollar. In fact, they're leading the way of de-dollarization throughout the world, and they don't hold as much dollar assets. In fact, they've been trying to get rid of it. And as a result, they have really been pushing forward with gold. And this picture of Putin, I have to look, but I mean, it's pretty old. I mean, it's probably 7 or 8 years old, holding gold. And this is back when Russia really didn't own a significant amount of gold. Like 10 years ago, Russia only held about 3% of the world's total gold storage. And today it's now 17%. So that's an astronomical amount of increase in this time period. And I came across a picture, a bunch of pictures of the Central Bank of Russia, where almost 1,800 tons of gold are stored there. And you can look at it. It's a huge facility. I'm sure the security there is just as high as it would be if there were nuclear weapons there. But one thing I found most interesting was that not only do this massive amount of gold that's stored there, but if you look through here, you will see that they're also storing silver as a strategic asset for the Russian central bank. This is huge, folks. Silver is by far the most undervalued asset out there. I've done many videos talking about how the real value of silver is so undervalued, and it's been controlled by a $5 trillion a year paper manipulation on the LBMA and the COMEX, where they're using paper contracts to short and control the price of silver down to the lowest levels and really just wring the life out of the silver market. Yet Putin has silver in his Russian vaults, and these are 5,000 ounce ingots of it that are stored next to gold. Okay, so even though there's almost an 80-to-1 difference in dollar value between gold and silver per ounce, you can see that Putin and Russia are now treating it as a strategic asset This is huge news, folks. This is telling you that when this dollar debt paradigm ends up failing, and I'm going to get into the debt, the inflation, the demographics, the AI, the energy that's going to go into this unsustainable system, and how we're literally within years of it not only turning, but turning forever. And that once that happens, all these digital illusions of wealth end up becoming worthless because we can't, continue to consume all this energy, take on all this debt, and have rising interest rates, and not have it have real ramifications to the real world. Putin and Russia and China and all these other places are going to see that real tangible wealth is what's going to be the foundation for whatever the next financial paradigm is. And that's all I'm concerned about. I'm not looking to make, huge money now. I'm looking to preserve my wealth into the next financial paradigm, because that's where you'll be able to make generational wealth. Not simply just staying above the mix and, maybe doing a little bit better than everybody else while they're all gambling in these bubbles. But real, tangible, generational wealth, wealth like the Rothschilds were able to leverage into this banking dynasty, or what Putin is leveraging into, his own dynasty over there. Dynasties will be created by real, tangible wealth, not digital illusions of wealth. So I highly recommend that you follow the path of the successful people that own and control the world now, and prepare for the demise of this unsustainable system that they have. Silver is by far the best asset to own. I believe that I have the best value in silver that you can buy anywhere. For $2 to $3 over spot, I offer a new mini mintage that's only produced for 1 week and 1 week only, that's sold for $2 to $3 over spot depending on the quantity, that's comparable to any government mint that you could buy out there, that also comes with a certificate of authenticity, one of the lowest mintages out there. We don't have any dealer overhang. We only produce what we exactly sell. And they go up in premium over the value of the silver that's underneath it. So it's a great way of stacking silver that we know is already undervalued, but also have the ability of having a premium grow in it over time because it's part of the Silver Shield series. So if you're interested in it, go to goldenstatemint.com. Thank you.